a message just came through asking if I'm ready to tattoo on a real human. So this person is asking me, is he ready to tattoo on a person? So I ask him, what have you done? So send me some photos. He sends me some photos, and they're not really cool. They're not cool at all. Which led me to think, I was like, what do I reply on this person? Because this person expects me to give him advice that changes his life, or at least he understands the direction he's walking. So if you've never been here before, I'm Ziggy. I'm studio owner. I have a school community where I teach people how to tattoo, and that's about it. And this person messages me on school Instagram, where I post all the small videos from all the long videos. And the long videos are the ones on school, where all the big information is, and Instagram is just like a little place. So this person messages me and asking, what should I do, or what does he need to do to become this person that he wants to become? And he's asking for permission, can he tattoo human beings? And I said, listen, he's asking what's the difference between a fake skin and a human being, and my answer to him was what I need to tell you, because I thought this was a good answer that you also need to hear as well. A human being is basically, I would probably say about 50 different skins. Not just one skin. You don't have one skin. You have 50 different types of skins. You got some, like skins on a knuckle is way different than skin on my knee. The knee skin is different than my neck. My neck would be different than my elbows. Elbows different than my wrists. Wrists different than my stomach. My arms, my legs. Each of these areas get some exposure differently. Each of them are built differently to compensate for different reasons why they are on your body. Like the neck skin has to be flexible so you can move, but the arm skin has to be bold so you can land into things, so you can hit them, nothing's gonna happen. But the knee one has to be flexible so you can move all the time up and down. So does this skin needs to be really flexible, but this can be stronger so it protects me from stuff. Each of those skins can compensate for different reasons why environment is attacking us, or how we are going through the environments. Like the skin is built to live with us, not against us. Which means when we tattoo, we have to think about what the skin is built to do. So what we should do on this person. So it's more like what to do. Yeah, this is not a how to do question. It's what do I do in this situation, not how do I tattoo a clean line. How to do clean line, it has to be answered already on the fake skins. You need to know how to put a line on the neck. But what do you do with the neck? How do you position the person? And what speeds, what pressures, how much breathing needs this person needs to have? Those questions are the ones what appear on the human skin. These questions should be not a question, how to put a line work. How do I do shading? How do I get black inside? What needle do I use? It should be already answered on the fake skin. All the art knowledge, all the skill knowledge should be already done already. Like you should just know how to put a line. It's how to, like when you tattoo my shoulder, my arm, it's the skin changes. So you need to make adjustments of what do you do to make the line inside. Not how do I make a line? How do I get shading on? How do I get smooth shading? That should not be a question. It's more like there's a chest. What do I do in this situation? And then, so the way I was looking at his artwork was he still doesn't know how. He doesn't know how to shade. He didn't know how to do blacks. He didn't know how to do line work. He had experimented with some stuff. He had some ideas, some knowledge, some feelings. Something was clicking, something was missing, but he didn't know any of those. Like you breathe. You know when you blink your eyes, you never really thought, how do I blink my eyes? It just does. Your body just does. You just walk. You don't even know what muscle you need to turn on to make a step. Like which muscle group do you actually pull to make a leg go up? No idea. We never really had to think about that. And tattooing also needs to get to a point where you don't think about that. The shading just happens. The line just happens. Black just happens. And then you take the knowledge, you put that, and you're like, what do I do on this person's shoulder? What do I do on this person's arm? What do I do on this person's da? Those are the questions. But how to do stuff, it should be already in you before you tattoo real people. And when people say like, oh, what's the difference between human skin and fake skin, there's not much difference. Literally, like, needle goes up and down, same principle in both areas. The skin opens when the needle goes in both areas. The needle injects black ink inside in both scenarios, and then the needle comes out in both environments. Everything is exactly the same, literally. What changes is the skin's thickness, difference, elasticity, plasticity, how thick they are, how thin they are, how fragile they are, how much blood vessels are really close or far away. There's so many things changes, but lines go in and out, shading goes in and out, dots are the same, everything's the same. So human being, like in my eyes, human being, I've kind of mentally counted, but not really counted too much. In my head, every single human being is about 50 different skins. So imagine if I am 50, yeah, I am like 50, me. If Sean is to him, me on Wednesday, for example, he's shading these areas in on Wednesday. Let's say he has me for that day, I'm giving him, like this area. But he already tattooed me on this area, which is, see, squishy, not squishy, different skins, yeah? Then he also tattooed me here, and he tattooed me here. So I've already been 4 different humans to him. 4 different ways he had to think about me. Actually 5, because he was tattooing me up there as well. So like, let's round up 10. Let's round up, because he tattooed my elbow area and all that stuff, yeah? So I was 10 different skins to him. Make sense? I am not a skin. I am not a human. I am 10 variations already to him. The more he's gonna tattoo me, more maybe somewhere, the more variations I will be. Like this skin, fake skin, yeah, the one we tattoo, it's 1. I am 10. This is 1 variation of 10. Makes sense? Like the fake skin is one of variations of many of those. So imagine if I am 50, yeah, I am 50 different skins on me, and Sean's tattooing 1 year. So in 1 year, one person times, let's say 300 clients on average, times 50, what does that make? 1,500 or 15,000? I don't even know. Quick math, don't know, no idea. But loads. He has experienced loads of skins. Fake skin is one of loads of skins, yeah? One of, not the one, it's one of. My wrist is one of the variations of me. My stomach is one of the variations. My arm is one of the variations. My neck will be one of, well, I'm not going to have a neck tattoo, but one of the variations. Like, you know what I mean? Like the finger tattoos are one of many variations what this person has. You, as a human being, have to be good in all those skins, and it takes years to even experience them. What does a young person feel like? What does an old person feel like? Old and dark person, young and dark person, 20s. What does 18-year-olds feel like? What does 18-year-old ribs feel like versus 40-year-old person ribs feel like? What does somebody else who works inside the building skin is like? And the people work on the roads, people work on the roofs, people work in chemistry places, people who do sports, people don't do sports, people never had to do sports, people are skinny, people are bony, people are overweight, people are giant. Like there's so many variations of people that you have to go through and experience, and it's one of like hundreds of different skins that this person has. So you have to become so good in so many different things. And the worst what happens to people is they compare the skin to the skin. They would say, yeah, my client yesterday, I was able to pull 15 liner lines, but today I can't. Obviously, different human beings, different body parts, different locations, different environments, different skin builds, different the skin variations, skin like you know what I mean? Like when you tattoo someone's elbows, that is for flexibility. When you tattoo someone's inner arm, that has more like protection kind of skin, and you can't compare those two. Whereas what I mean by comparing is you feel guilty that you can't tattoo like yesterday, you can't tattoo like last week. How come every day is not like today? Why can't people just sit like this? Why ink is not going in like this every single day? because these are different human beings with different skin types, with different professions, with different environments they live in, with different foods they eat, with different sun exposures they have, with different amounts of water they drink, with different amounts of and you maybe slept before you didn't sleep, and then you have like how you change as a human being also impacts how these people feel, because when you feel really overworked, these people get the overworked version of you to them. So then you blame them not having in going in because you might not think it straight. Yeah. So like when this person was asking like, am I ready to train a human being? And I'm like, you're miles away, like so far away, because you have to think about the humans are different. The skins are different. And I would say what you need to do is you need to get to a point where your characteristics, your skill sets are so flawless you don't even think about shading. It just shades. The black just goes in. The line work just happens. You can just pull a line. And again, when it comes to line work, you got 3 liners, you got 5, you got 7, 9, 11 round shaders. There's so many line work experiences you need to have on different skins for that to just happen. Yeah. But if you do, if for example me, let's say yesterday I was doing some flowers on Sarah. I was using 3 tight liner on her for the almost half a day. So let's say 3 to 4 hours. I'm just lining with 3 tight. Yeah. How many hours have you spent with 3 tight constantly? Like in a one row, you just line 3 tight. And then let's say other side of the day, I was using 23 mag. So I'm shading 4 hours only with 23 mag. How many hours people mostly have experienced those needles in one go? Not much. Like when people train and practice, they use the needle 23, 24 just to kind of shade the area, just a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there. Maybe altogether, maybe 15 minutes in a week. Whereas I already spent 4 hours in one day. You know what I mean? Like it's the amount you have to practice. It's what really matters. So I would really, really encourage you, before you do any humors, before you even think about people's skin, before even you dream or plan to touch humans, your knowledge needs to be flawless. You don't think about how do I get clean line on this person. Yeah. It's more like, what do I do to get black line? It's just like, okay, this is this kind of person. I mean, like the lining should not even be a thing in your head. How to get black in? How does the black go in? Should not even occur in your head. The line should happen, and yes, it takes hours. Yes, it takes months. Yes, it takes forever to get these shades in, and yes, it's gonna be like a long process to learn. Yes, it's gonna be hundreds of skins. Yes, it'll be years. Yeah. Like every single artist, when we speak about how long we've been tattooing, we don't speak in terms of months. None of us speak months. We speak years. We speak decades. I speak 13 years. I don't say like, oh, I don't even know what is 13 times 12, but like, you know what I mean? I don't speak in months. It's not like a baby fucking thing. Oh, I'm only tattooing for 8 months. No. Like, it takes years. Like, you imagine the amounts of skins that I just said. 500, like 50 types of skins on a human being times how many people. Like, to experience all that once. Imagine how long it takes to experience that. But then you need to become average. And then you need to become good. And then you need to become, damn, he's fucking good. Like, imagine how many skins you have to go through to become, damn, he's good. Years. It takes years. Like, a lot of you have timelines kind of mixed up a little bit. That you want to have 15 years experience in your tomorrow. Like, the timeline's a bit wrong. The timeline is a bit fucked up. The expectation's a bit destroyed. It takes so much forever to get to that point. Yeah? And that's exactly what kids learn inside school. And when you learn in school, what is there, what the beauty is, I've experienced all these different skins, different types. And I can speak about them. I can just condense, like, this works, this works, this works, this works. Forget about that, forget about that, forget about that, forget about that. Just do this, and it will stay. And that's what the kids learn. And they don't even know that what they learn is the experience that comes in year 7, experience that comes in year 9, experience that comes in year 10. And I give that sentences, that knowledge in Second week, I might do this, do that, I do this, do this, do this, do this, and it's mind bending how fast they learn, because they don't have to think about, oh, what if I tattoo this person on the ribs and it's not gonna stay in? Like, I'm just like, do this and do this and do this and do this and do this, and it's so cool. So that is what happens on school, and that's what. So I just received a message, and I thought it's something you need to know, something you need to listen, something you need to like have advice on, and the skill has to be in you, so embedded. So like, think about breathing and walking. You don't think about how, like, what muscle do even you use to expand your lungs so actually air could go inside. Like, your lungs basically made a vacuum. It forced the air to go inside. It like pulled in, and then you squeeze, and then you push out. Even then, what muscle do you use to squeeze your lungs? You have no idea. You physically have no idea. And the same needs to be with tattooing. Your hands just need to pull the lines. Like 3, 5s, 9s, 11s, whatever that is. Just line. Yeah, whatever, like, it's not a big deal. And then the 5. You tattoo that it's not a big deal. Then you tattoo it's not a big deal. And again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. So many times. So much in repeat that it's just not a big deal. That is a position to be. And then you think about people. Then you think about, how can I get this knowledge on a person? But you already know how to get shading. You already know how to get black lines. You already know all this, what you need to know. Yeah, that is the position you need to be. And then think about people. Don't think about, while you don't even have the skill to do on the people, that somehow when you will do the people, these skills just appear, just gonna come, just arrive, just download from this like cloud software. God's gonna speak to you, and it's gonna come to you. Won't happen. Like, you need to already have that knowledge before you go there. Yeah, it's like when you drive on a highway, on like motorway, you need to have the skill sets to drive in a city, of what it feels like in 30 miles per hour, what it feels like in 40 miles per hour, what it feels like 50 miles per hour, what it feels like if there's a traffic roundabout, and then you drive 70 miles per hour or whatever miles you drive as a national speed limit. Only then you can like drive, when you learn how to drive. Yeah, you don't just go on the highway and I'm gonna figure out as it goes. You'll be dead, like guaranteed you'll be dead. It's not a cool thing to do. So that's what I want to say in this video. Yeah, get skills, get knowledge, get experience, and then think about people. Yeah, don't think about people before skills. It's skills first, then humans. Okay, I'll see you next one.